Ni hao, Chinese, you guessed it. This video, we're going to review simplifying ratios. So for our first example, we've got 16 is to 20. Now another teacher might do it a different way. It's okay. So we need to find the number that goes into both. So highest common factor is 4. So I'm going to divide both sides by 4. 16 divided by 4 is 4. 20 divided by 4 is 5. Now you can also go, if you're not sure of the 4, if you divide by 2, you'll get 8 is to 10, and you can go 2 again. And you get 4 is to 5. Now I know some people do arrows like that. That's okay, it's okay. So 15, 40, 50. Easiest number is 5. So I'm going to divide all 3 numbers by 5. So 15 divided by 5 is 3. 40 divided by 5 is 8. 50 divided by 5 is 10. So what about those ones with fractions and decimals? Let's have a look. Let me clear this board. So our third example, we've got 0.7 is to 0.55. Okay, so it's hard to divide the decimals. So what we're going to do is change them to whole numbers. Now if I multiply this by 10, it becomes 7. But if I multiply this by 10, it only becomes 5.5. So I'm going to multiply them both by 100. And the reason I have to multiply them both, whatever you do to one side, I've got to do to the other. So I've got 0.7 times 100 is 70. 0.55 times 100 is 55. And so now you've got a straightforward question where you can just divide both by 5. 70 divided by 5 is 14. Oh, no, that off the top of your head. 55 divided by 5 is 11. And there's your answer. So what about a fraction? So a quarter is 256. So we need to make them whole numbers. Now, some people do this. A quarter is to 5 6. Need this cross multiply with no reason why. 6 is to 20. And then they might go 6 times 4 is 6, 4 5s are 20. That becomes 3's to 10. But this is why it works. Find a common denominator. So the lowest one is 12. 4 times 3 is 12. What do you do to the bottom? You must do to the top. You see this kind of balancing act? 6 times 2 is 12. 5 times 2 is 10. So now I can just compare the numerators and I've got 3 times 10. That's why it works. But I hear you saying, what about a mixed number? Let's have a look. Okay, last example. 1.5 is to 2 1/3. So you need to change these mixed numbers to improper fraction. So you can do it a couple of ways. You can draw a diagram. There's 1 whole, there's a half. I get 3 halves. Or you can go 2 times 1 plus 1 over 2. 2 1/3, 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7, over 3, or you can go, there's my 2 wholes, and there's my extra third, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there's 7 thirds. And then we use the technique on the last question. So some people cross multiply. In the quest of, I love fractions, and this is me, I'm going to change them to fractions with a similar denominator. So choose a denominator, 6. 2 times 3 is 6. What goes into the bottom? What you do to the bottom? To the top. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 2 is 6. 7 times 2 is 14. And compare the numerators, 9 is to 14. And check that answer is simplified. Anyway, hope this helps.